how to be the source of truth. One interesting idea is how we humans treat ideas or beliefs, that we'd much prefer a comfortable lie than an unpleasant truth. There are tons of metaphors that describe how hard it is for us to accept a harsh truth about life. This is essentially the idea behind red pill. In the Matrix, the red pill represented the uncomfortable truth and the blue pill represented the comfortable lie. This is also similar to a much older idea, that most people are asleep and don't see what's really happening, that when you wake up, you'll see what is really happening. This is both true and not true at the same time, but that paradox is not really true. Consider the idea that absolute truth can never be known by humans, not because we're not supposed to or anything like that, just because our brains are not wired to be truth-seeking devices. Our brains are devices that help us survive. And for most of our history, this was much simpler but much more dangerous than now. Surviving based on 99% of our existence meant getting enough food and living long enough to make copies of yourself. That's it. Up until just before the Industrial Revolution, just being born meant you had a 50% chance of not reproducing. For most of our history as humans, we are just like any other animal. That was us just as we are now. Self-aware, creative, inventive, long memories, and long hopes. But you had a few kids and hoped one of them lived long enough to make copies of himself. Then in the past 500 years or so, out of about 200,000 years of being human, we discovered a ton of stuff. Printing presses, science, and critically, fossil fuels. Energy to build and power technology. And we actually believe that we can hold truth in our brains. What happened at the beginning of time? Nobody knows. How does our neural matrix contain memories? Nobody knows. Why specifically is space expanding? Nobody knows. Sure, we've got tons of theories, but very little of science is actually known beyond a shadow of a doubt. Even Einstein said that maybe thermodynamics won't later be proven to be wrong. Everything else? It's true as we think about it now. But later we may discover more science that proves what we think is true now is really not true. It turns out the reason we believe things today is just the same reason we believed them tens of thousands of years ago. And this is likely an uncomfortable idea for many people. But if you dig deep and carefully enough into your own beliefs and those of your friends, you'll find this reason of belief is common. I believe it's true because the guy in charge said so. Sometimes that guy in charge was the shaman of the tribe. Sometimes he was a ruler of society believed to be a god. Sometimes he's that government scientist on TV. Or if you like, he or she can be you. Build authority on the inside, speak authority to others. And they'll believe you, they'll follow you, and they'll be loyal to you. To learn how, visit mindpersuasion.com/authority-amplifier.